It's a hot eastern North Carolina summer day. Temperatures are nearing the 90s, and you need something to quench your thirst. So you reach into your cooler and grab a refreshing Pepsi Cola. Did you know that with every swallow of Pepsi, it's a piece of North Carolina history? As one of the world's most popular go-to soft drinks, it's hard to believe that this classic was born and bred in our own backyard. According to the Britannica Encyclopedia, Pepsi was created by a pharmacist in the year 1898 in New Bern, North Carolina, and is now available in more than 200 countries. Like most small-town beginnings, Pepsi had its up and downs before becoming the most recognizable soda brand that it is today. Growing up in New Bern, North Carolina, as well as working at the Chelsea, the original bottling company in New Bern, I learned from an early age the history and legacy that Pepsi holds in North Carolina. Today, I would like to inform you about the side of Pepsi that you might not know, including the early history, changes, and struggles of the bottling company. To understand Pepsi Cola better, we must first learn about the creator, Caleb Bradham. In the year 1867, Caleb Bradham, a North Carolina native, started out on his journey to create Pepsi Cola. Bradham started out in medicine at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, as well as the University of Maryland, to pursue medicine. During this time as a dedicated student, Bradham also worked in the local pharmacy as a part-time apprentice to supplement his income. However, after only a few years in medical school, a family emergency would call Bradham home to New Bern, North Carolina, where he would open a pharmacy to help his struggling family. This pharmacy, which is located on the corner of Middle and Pollock Street in downtown New Bern, will later become the birthplace of Pepsi. One hot summer day, much like today in 1898, Bradham sought out to make a refreshing drink for his friends and family to enjoy. He created this drink from his various syrups and spices in the pharmacy. The history from the Chelsea restaurant in New Bern, North Carolina states that the elixir was made up of sugar, water, lemon, oil, and nutmeg. Contrary to popular belief, the drink did not contain the medicines pepsin or cocaine. Pepsi became an overnight sensation and created a local buzz. Bradham coined the term Brad's drink and publicizes the health benefits, which includes aiding in digestion. The North Carolina History Project states that as demand was so high, Bradham had to devote all of his energy into producing the drink as opposed to running the pharmacy. The beverage's name was later changed to Pepsi Cola, and Bradham applied for a U.S. patent and trademark. Now that we have learned more about the origins of the Pepsi product, let's explore the later years of the company. 1903 proves to be Bradham's biggest year as he expands Pepsi to a national brand. As interest in the latest healthy soda rises, Bradham purchases larger factory space for production. The Pepsi store in New Bern reports that 7,698 gallons of syrup were produced in the first year of operation. After the success of the first year, sales increased to 19,848 gallons for the year, which nearly tripled Bradham's production. Bradham then had to franchise to Durham and Charlotte and creates the very first Pepsi logo, which can be seen here. Between the years of 1906 and 1920, many changes are made to the brand's empire. As stated by the Pepsi store in New Bern, the federal government passed the Pure Food and Drug Act, banning harmful substances. Pepsi, being free of all toxins, was already 10 steps ahead of their competitors. Syrup sales still rose to 104 gallons, with now 40 bottling companies across the state. Advertising campaigns were then created with both men and women, as well as the addition of another new logo. Pepsi becomes one of the first companies to ship products via motor vehicle. However, the beginning of World War I in 1914 marks the beginning of the downfall of the Pepsi empire. When the United States entered the war and rationed off sugar, sales plummeted for Pepsi. As a result of the rationing, Pepsi could not keep up with the demands during and after the war. The sugar market crashed in 1923, making it almost impossible for the company to remain open. The same year, Bradham is forced to file for bankruptcy, and the company is acquired by a Wall Street broker who will later go on to create the national Pepsi Cola Company. And as well, he starts to expand the brand across the nation as well as the world. In 1924, just 2 short years after letting the company go, Bradham passes away from health complications. As the old storytellers in New Bern will tell you, Bradham's health declined after filing for bankruptcy. He had told many of his friends that he felt like a part of him died when he lost Pepsi. This little hometown concoction that was made just 45 miles down the road from Greenville has become one of the world's most popular soft drinks that we know and love today. From humble beginnings, Bradham created a product that would undergo many successes and downfalls in the early 1900s. Like the current Pepsi slogan says, "The joy of Pepsi will always bring us back to our roots," and the reason Caleb Bradham created the product for the joy of it. Thank you.